season's going to play out. But after those first two games, it's we're going to the Super Bowl. We're going undefeated. Mark Tauscher was on this show saying that nobody in the NFC North was a peer of the Packers. It was their division hands down.
Wow.
That was after two games. Like, it was unquestioned. Here we go. And now it's Jordan Love, MVP. And I think he's having a nice season. And we did some of this yesterday, Matt, but I want to do more of it today. I mean, you had a good comp bringing up Russell Wilson as far as all the stats, and he won a Super Bowl and went to a Super Bowl. Never got an MVP. Jared Goff, you said never got
an MVP vote, either of them.
Both hell of quarterbacks. Dak Prescott hasn't won an MVP. He's probably gotten some votes, but also when you're talking about stats in regular season, Dak Prescott's up there. You can obviously pick apart his postseason, but the MVP is a regular season award. So I wanted to talk about that because there's, by the way, Micah Parsons on this team.
Quarterback tackler.
And in my opinion, if you were going to be like a betting man and you wanted to get into like wanting to guarantee yourself some money, Micah Parsons might be the guy to go with, because my understanding is he's kind of the odds-on favorite.
He is the odds-on favorite over at ESPN Bet right now. He's plus 150 to win Defensive Player of the Year. He's just ahead of Myles Garrett at plus 350 of the Cleveland Browns. And then Aiden Hutchinson of the Lions is plus 450.
And so if you are just like, what does that mean?
So plus 150 would essentially mean that if you were to bet on Micah Parsons, you would get just more than the money that you put down. So say you put down $10, you would get about $25 total.
Micah Parsons is plus 150?
He is plus 150. So it essentially means his odds are about 2 to 5.
And then, I'm sorry, Garrett is what?
Myles Garrett is plus 350. Now, that math I cannot do quickly, and I will not try to do that.
If you bet $100, you win $350.
Correct.
Not,
you can't do that math?
Yeah. Well, he broke it down to like smaller bills. I'm like, it's based on a $100 bet.
It is, but I'm trying to think of it more as percentages. And percentages, when you think about it, is a little bit harder, I think.
Yeah, just do it how Matt did it, though.
Yeah, that's the best way.
That's how
I know.
People care about it that way, nerd.
That's true.
And then you said Hutchinson was third? Okay. So, win $450, you bet 100.
If you put 100, yes.
There you go. All right, so it's not a lot of money to win on Micah Parsons, but if you wanted to not guarantee yourself some money, there is money to be made with Micah Parsons.
And also, when we say you're winning $150, it means you're gaining $150. Not like you get $150 total, as in you only got $50.
You'd get $250.
Exactly.
Right. So that's not bad.
No, it's great.
So it's not nothing's a guarantee in betting there. So according to ESPN Bet, Micah Parsons is a odds-on favorite. Now, Myles Garrett had 5 sacks, but these odds are after that. Jordan, run! And not that.
That was Rasheed Walker when Myles Garrett was chasing him.
That was Myles Garrett imitating Rasheed Walker.
Oh, you're correct. Yes.
Yes.
Sorry.
Do you remember that one?
I don't.
So Matt might have been out for that, and anyone else is hearing that. So Myles Garrett was caught on the sideline. Not caught, but he was mic'd up on the sideline, and he was saying that he beat Rasheed Walker so bad that Rasheed Walker turned around and then yelled, Jordan, run!
So if you go back, you watch the mic'd up video, you can actually see of him on the field. They do pick up Rasheed Walker yelling, "Run, Jordan, run!" Like he actually is saying it, but then this is Myles Garrett's imitation. Jordan, run! On the sidelines.
And Tauscher did confirm that does happen from time to time. That if you get beat that bad, all you can do is just yell.
It's the lookout call.
Right.
Yeah.
Look out, Jordan, run!
I mean, it is the blind side, right?
Right. Yeah. So I mean, like you. At that point, it's like, well, I got to say something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he's just going to get his clock clean. So I
Yeah,
guess
for sure.
we'll
No,
bring
that's
something up.
great.
But it's also hilarious. Like that's almost not as good as a sack or a pressure, but pretty dang close. Like, I guess that probably would have counted as a pressure if the guy has to scream out. But like,
Oh, it was a big pressure.
yeah,
Jordan, run!
it's got to be pretty.
He's saying J Love, Jordan run.
Saying Jordan, run! Jordan, run!
It's got to be pretty satisfying if you burn someone so bad you're just hearing the guy be like, "Run! Look out!"
And the funny thing is that Myles Garrett actually did that to Drake May 5 times this past week.
Right.
He had 5 sacks, and they still lost by 21, I believe, 34-13. So Myles Garrett, the reason he's not leading the Defensive Player of the Year, case or odds right now is because he plays for such a bad Browns team. If he was on a decent team, if he was on the Packers, he's runaway Defensive Player of the Year.
Yes.
That's why these categories are so silly sometimes. Like right now, if you just look at stats, Myles Garrett's the Defensive Player of the Year so far. But And like last year, without a doubt, Joe Burrow was the best quarterback in the NFL. But the Bengals were terrible.
See, and for that, like the Bengals came one game short of the playoffs, right?
They were pretty close. I can't remember
like
exactly.
They started terrible. They finished hot. And so, how do you feel about that, though? I get it more for a quarterback. For Defensive Player of the Year, I don't think your win should be tied to you at all.
100%. But the same thing, like, honestly, I thought Saquon Barkley deserved MVP last year.
They're never going to give it to a running back.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Jonathan Taylor is plus 1,600 right now. He's 7th in MVP odds.
Which means what?
Means if you put down $100, you get $1,700 on the back end.
Yeah, good job, Ryan.
I just want to know what the percentage
Isn't that
is.
so easy, though?
It's easier, correct. But for people who aren't betting money consistently or are degenerates like Matt Hamilton, apparently, maybe they want to think percentage-wise. They want the decimal points.
No, they don't. 844-770-3776. That's the Carver Talking text line. List is more.
Beep, boop, bop, bop, beep.
Donnie in DeForest says, I'm sorry, but any individual award is a complete joke. It just depends on who's voting. Every year, 3 or 4 people are easily qualified to win the MVP award. Look at the one idiot who said he would never vote for Rodgers, even though he might have deserved a vote. And then also, Brandon in Tulsa, Matt, you're more tattooed than I am.
Yes.
And so I have had tattoos, but Brandon in Tulsa chimes in. Guys, I've been in a tattoo chair for 4 hours and 45 minutes, and I'm dying here. Give me some advice for the final push.
I mean, just remember that it's the final push. I've also had a 5-hour plus sit, and it's brutal, and I hate to be honest with you, but I'm going to be honest with you. The last bit is the worst because they're probably going over it with the accent color. So the spots that have already been tattooed and are kind of raw, he's going to go over with a finer needle now for all the accent parts, probably the white color, because obviously if you do white first, it won't pop because you'll get a bunch of black ink in there or other colors. So the end is the worst, but the light is at the end of the tunnel and you're close. So good luck. Get a rag to bite down on or something. Keep listening to our show, and hopefully we can distract you, but the worst is yet to come.
Jim, you should know. You're the one who got inked up today, didn't you?
Yeah, I did get inked up kind of today. I forgot. It's an EMG or something like that. I forgot what it was that they had done. I'm trying to remember I know there's an E and a G in it. I had to go to the UW Health today.
EKG?
No, it was not an EKG because that's a heart thing, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so this was I got a little bit nervous because I forgot about this. So if you guys remember back in June, I hurt my back a little bit. I was trying to figure out what was going on. I did some PT, had some just tingling that would run from my shoulder down to my fingers, and it would on and off different positions.
Linger on your fingers.
Different positions, my fingers would go numb. So I went to the doctor. They did some an X-ray. They said, you might have a tiny bit of arthritis, but nothing more than a normal 45-year-old who played football in high school would have. Nothing crazy. So I don't think it's.
You played football. Humble brag.
No, I'm just saying that not everyone has arthritis, but you're an idiot and you tackle with your head down and you bang your head around.
What position were you, Jim?
I was corner most of the time, corner and wide receiver. My highlight, I did have a pick six, and I also blocked a punt and fell. I didn't get the. I'm so mad because I was coached too well.
I was coached too well.
Well, here's the thing, because I run back there, and it was so weird because I was getting ready to block the punt. Punter dropped the ball, so then I pushed the punter, and you're taught all the time just fall on it. So I fall on the ball on the inch-yard line, and I could have scored a touchdown, but I was no, I just fall on the ball. And they scored the next play, but I could have had a touchdown. And the pick six was not as impressive. The quarterback literally threw it over the receiver's head and fell right in my arms, and I just ran the other way.
You got a Tua pick six.
Yeah.
You don't feel not that satisfying, unfortunately.
Yeah, I ran back the other way. So
I've never had a pick six, so
there you go.
Yeah, seriously.
I was not a good football player because the problem was, I swear to God, I couldn't get past 150 pounds until after I graduated high school.
Yeah, that'll make it tough.
I just couldn't put on weight, and if I did, we worked.
Unlike Ryan, who lost 150 pounds after high school.
Not 150, about 60. I was a small offensive lineman, 230 pounds.
When you showed me that picture, I could not believe you were the same person as that guy.
Yeah, we were not a very good offensive line either.
Well, it's funny.
I'm in the same category as Jim.
Cedarburg had a very similar offensive line where we just didn't have big kids in Cedarburg. So a lot of the offensive line were not much bigger than me, a couple of them. But they still run it, I believe. But what are they running? Remember the Titans? That offense?
Oh, isn't it not the wishbone? Oh gosh, is
it's
it
the wing
veer?
tee?
Wing tee, yeah.
Yeah, it's Cedarburg's offense. It's from 1940 still because they're like, well, we're in Division I, but we don't have any Division I athletes, so we're just going to try to confuse the hell out of you.
They ran the split back veer triple option offense.
Yeah.
And remember the Titans.
Yes, and I believe like at best the Division I, like I think one kid went to Northwestern as a tight end but didn't play. Another one went to like Harvard as a running back, didn't play. They were good high school players, but they didn't do much of anything.
So were you like the Ryan Gosling of your team then in that case?
Yeah.
The linebacker corner who had to get benched. He had to go tell his coach, the good of the team, I got to get benched.
But the coach knew. Like I never was benched because I never was good. And like I was in mop-up time. Like
coach.
Garbage time. Because again, I couldn't put on any weight. All I do is just be like, I just get more wiry. I couldn't. So also, I didn't really want to hit people, and I wasn't fast enough to be a good wide receiver. And honestly, in that offense, you just had to block. So like, I wasn't big enough to block either. So I was terrible. I was Ryan Gosling's character,
You had no
except
use.
without the starting. I was just always a bench player. But regardless, I did enough to hurt my neck.
Yeah, I was going to say, you have enough to have arthritis
because I played
today.
fifth grade through high school, like, you bang your head around a little bit. So anyway, so it's not remarkable. So they're like, all right, why don't you go do this test where we'll do like a nerve test on and kind of see if there's any nerve damage. It's like, okay. I get there and I'm like, I'm in trouble. Because one, they like go to the neurosurgery or neuroscience part. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? I'm like, just getting some nerve stuff done. They're like, it's fine. You're not like doing anything on your brain. So then I get in there and the guy is super nice, but he's like, hey, have you, did you Google this online? I'm like, no. He's like, oh, good. Because like, it makes it seem like it hurts way worse than it does. I'm like, oh, this is going to hurt. Fantastic. I had no idea. So I guess it was better to go in blind because I didn't know it was going to hurt. And you can see the marks on the ESPN Madison YouTube. Like, there's marks all over my wrist here. I'll try to put there you go. So I don't know if you can see them or not, but there's marks all over my wrist, my arm, all different places where they marked it with a marker. And apparently this stings enough where he had to tell me, hey, I'm going to put marks on your body. Those are not burn marks. I'm like, what are you doing that I would be? I would think that these are burn marks. They put some stuff on your fingers, and they give you shocks. Now, it's like I would equate it if you use a TENS machine on max.
Okay.
So it's not horrible, but it's not pleasant.
The location of it is also what I think makes it the worst.
Yeah, there's two in the middle of my palm, some like right in my wrist.
That wrist part, that bottom of the wrist and the bottom of the forearm, that is the most sensitive part of my body.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I
those,
did not love getting that tattooed, and I imagine it's probably similar.
Yeah, this actually was the weirdest one for this was like they did some under by my elbow, and then your arm's just flailing all over the place.
On your weenus.
Yeah. So they're just like
Your weenus. The funny bone spot.
yeah. So like my arm was flying all over the place. But yeah, the ones here, but that part actually wasn't that bad. They came back and like, also we have to do another one where they take like an acupuncture needle, that like the thickness of it, and they stick it into your like different parts of your body, and they keep on going further and further while you like they're like, oh, resistance test, and like it's another like you hear something, so they must be listening for something while they're watching it because it has like an electrode on it where you can they can hear what's going on, and they can see what's going on. It hurts like hell. It like kept on getting hotter.
I'm squirming in my chair right now.
The one right here, I thought they were running it through my entire forearm because it felt like it was getting deeper and deeper. And that one I was actually squirming because I was like, this is wildly uncomfortable. But the worst one, you can see the mark on my thumb, is this one here felt like they were putting hot fire into my thumb. Because like this is going to be the worst one. We save it for last. And I was like, I kind of thought the last one was going to be the worst because just smart.
Yeah.
Whew, that hurt a lot. So,
would you say it was a shocking experience?
it was a shocking experience. So yes, Brandon and Tulsa, at least you're not getting electrodes stuck into your body to see if you have nerve damage.
Plus,
Good
you're going to
news
have
is-
a cool tattoo.
Yes, and good news, I don't have nerve damage. So
Oh, well, that is the best news of the day.
yes, I didn't think I did. I guess it's on me because I met my deductible. So I was like, I'll just go. Why not? And this is my punishment. Feels like, why not just know for sure
And
that I don't
people
have
wonder why no one wants to go to the doctor anymore. It's like, well,
right.
it's because they're going to shock you.
Yes, not with the bill though. At least.
Yeah, there you go.
Molly's here in spirit, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
The worst part was Molly was going to meet me to go to a partner meeting afterwards.
Oh, shocking.
Right. So I tell her, I'm like, hey, I'm running behind. This is taking way longer than I thought, and it's painful. And she goes, take a video. And I'm like, you're sick. And I'm like, I'm not going to take there's doctor. I'm not going to take the video. But I'm like, what is wrong with you that you just want to see me withering in pain?
She's like, take a video, send it to Ryan. He'll play it during the show.
Right. I was like, mean. So
Maybe she thought the atmosphere was electric.
maybe. At Canopy Wealth Management, they are a fiduciary in the simplest terms. This means they exceed even the highest industry standards and honor their ethical duty to put clients' best interest first while committing to full transparency in all they do. They don't chase commissions and they never back gimmicks that chase single-day returns or put long-term goals at risk. Instead, they create strategies that are tailored to each client's needs and goals. At Canopy, care, competence, and clarity isn't just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started with them today. That's canopy-wealth.com. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Also, just to do show policy, got to get Jim, Matt, and Molly tattooed on your buttocks if you're going to host the show. So.
If you're going to host or produce?
You guys can.
You guys are going to find a new producer. I'm sorry, guys.
Good
Matt,
content.
I'll probably find a
Matt, you're
spot.
not
I can
good
find
at
a
that.
spot for it. Yeah, I can throw a little JMM somewhere.
Big dumper.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Imagine the peace of mind knowing your home or business is safe 24/7. I'm Jeffrey Beckman, president of J&K Security Solutions, and we provide security you can trust. Serving Madison and southern Wisconsin, J&K Security Solutions offers state-of-the-art home and business security systems tailored to your needs. From video surveillance to home and business automation, to find out how J&K Security can help secure what matters most in your life, visit jksecurity.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
At Siding Unlimited, we're really excited for the fall season. Not only are we proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, we are also fired up for an exciting fall season cheering on football and volleyball. If that's not enough, we're really excited to share with you that Siding Unlimited is Wisconsin's best window and door installation team. Siding Unlimited is a Pella Platinum Premier National Contractor of the Year award winner 5 times. Looking for new windows and doors? Visit us at sidingunlimited.com or stop by our beautiful showroom in Madison.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
From the biggest stars to the greatest moments. Behind the Bucks is Bucks history like you've never heard it before. It's all on Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, the new ESPN Wisconsin app, and wherever you get podcasts.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Buying a new vehicle should be exciting, and that's what Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb aims to do. That's why they vow to give you the better buying experience. Jim Rutledge here. I've had 3 better buying experiences at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb, and I keep on going back because the experience and the Chevy is fantastic. So if you're looking for a buying experience, you're going to want to repeat anytime you need a new or new-to-you vehicle, I recommend you make the short drive out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb because you're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb.
Wisconsin icon,
It's all about the Badgers.
the Don of the Wisconsin Badgers,
We did it better than everybody for 20-some years.
joined by two of his football legends.
I like all of them, except for quarterback.
I like defensive ends.
Hey,
I really like defensive ends.
Someone didn't like kickers at one point.
The Barry Alvarez Show with Barry Alvarez, Tarek Sala, Derek Engler, and Jesse Nelson. Live from Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton every Monday night. Right here on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
And we are back with Jim, Matt, and Molly. Currently, it's Matt, and Matty. Jim is not in the Everlight Solar Studios, just now meandering back in. Jim, you're doing your best Matt Hamilton impression being late for the open of the show. How does it feel?
Feels great, Matt. Not as good as that meat you gave me. Your meat is salty and delicious, and I had to get some water.
Fair enough. It is a little bit spicy, too. So
tell me about, he's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge, primetime lower shot behind the glass. You can stream us on the ESPN.
Jim, finish what you're going to say.
Oh, he's going to.
I will.
Yeah, do it. Oh, come on.
On the ESPN Madison YouTube stream and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Matt, tell us what made your meat so delicious. Tell us about your meat.
No, don't. Just say, tell me about your meat. Come on.
Tell me about your meat, Matt.
Well,
why is it so salty and delicious?
Well, it is a delicious sausage made up in Virginia, Minnesota. There's a local butcher there that they make a lot of sausages, and what they do with this particular one, it's kind of like jerky, but it's already like ground, so you don't get like the bits of like sinew in your mouth like you do with regular jerky. This one was a hot Italian sausage. They smoke it until it's fully cooked, slice it, and then throw it in a dehydrator for a little bit just so it gets firms up a little bit more. But yeah, it's literally a sausage that's been turned into jerky. So that was a hot Italian sausage.
Have you tasted his meat, Ryan? It's delicious.
I did have a slice of meat.
Yeah, I offered him right when I got here, and Ryan was like, "The show hasn't even started, Matt. I'm not ready for this."
It was good though. I'm glad I did it.
That's what most people say.
Yeah.
I've got a gift bag for you when you leave.
A gift bag?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Derek Jeter style.
Jeter style.
I will share this. I had a friend in Florida that got a gift bag from Heinz Ward.
Oh,
nice.
It was like his rookie season or whatever.
Is it just a lot of mustard?
It's like an iPod Mini.
No, I forgot what she told me. I forgot what she told me yesterday. This was like, so I was in Florida. So I left Florida 2008. So this was probably like 2006. She was friends with my girlfriend at the time. We all worked at the same restaurant, and she was from the Pittsburgh area. And she said she was just, when she lived back in Pittsburgh, he was like a rookie or second year player, like, or maybe he at least had enough money that he had like a limo or whatever, but like went home and they did their thing, and then the next day he was gone and sent her home in a limo with a gift bag. She's like, "You don't need to do any of this, but I'll take it." Like,
yeah.
She's like, I'm an adult.
I mean, the ride home is nice.
Yeah, right. But like, it was just funny. She's like, "I'm an adult. I don't need like a gift bag."
A gift bag.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you for your time.
Yes. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
So we talked about the odds. We got Jason Wilde coming up next. We talked about the odds for Micah Parsons. So if you're someone that's maybe a conservative bettor who like wants to have as close to a guaranteed thing as you want, betting your own money on Micah Parsons to win Defensive Player of the Year is a safe bet. Ryan, do you have the odds from ESPN Bet? Let's run them down till we get to Jordan Love as far as MVP for the NFL.
So, guys, the leader in MVP odds currently is one Jonathan Taylor. Or no, that's Offensive Player of the Year, excuse me. All right, Patrick Mahomes is the leader.
I was literally writing down Mahomes, and I'm like, what?
Jonathan Taylor is far and away the leader for Offensive Player of the Year. He's minus 275, which means if you put down $275, you get $100. So that is about as safe as it gets, that low reward, though. So then Patrick Mahomes is the leader for MVP odds right now. He's currently plus 155.
Okay.
So you put down $100, get $155 back. Then Drake May is number 2 at plus 400, tied with Josh Allen. And then there's a big drop-off. Baker Mayfield is plus 1,300, Daniel Jones plus 1,400, Matthew Stafford also plus 1,400, Jonathan Taylor plus plus 1,600, and Jordan Love sliding in at plus 1,800, just ahead of Jared Goff at plus 2,000.
So Jared Goff's an interesting point because, Matt, what about Jared Goff did you find fascinating?
That he does not have one MVP vote in his entire career. And that seems a little nuts given his last, 2 seasons with the Lions. I mean, honestly, a lot of his time with the Lions, but the last 2 seasons, I think he's throwing out a 75% completion clip. He's got a ton of touchdowns.
I mean, you typically see with these MVP odds, and I know somebody else mentioned it on the Cardinals Talking text line as well, it always ends up being 2 or 3 guys who are the true candidates. This year,
I feel like you need to have wow plays.
Oh yeah,
and
for sure.
I as much as Ben Johnson was dialing up wow, those plays are really cool. I don't think Goff had anything like Mahomes getting tackled and throwing with his left hand, or Josh Allen barreling through some defenders on a rusher, or Lamar Jackson making something out of nothing. Looks like he's dead to rights 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage and then is able to elude everybody and run for 20 yards.
You need the physical wow plays.
You need the wow plays.
Yeah, not just the wow plays of, even in the Packers offense, the wow plays are usually Matt LaFleur schemed up something awesome so there's a wide open receiver, or Jordan Love is throwing up a prayer to Tucker Kraft on the sideline.
With Aaron Rodgers, the reason he got it is he had wow throws. You're that window wasn't possible, or that was put in a spot that only his receiver had a chance at it.
So,
but yeah, I'm just surprised by that because Jared Goff, statistically, is one of the better quarterbacks in the league if you just look at his numbers, but 0 MVP votes.
The wild plays is interesting to me because Caleb Williams has no shot to win MVP. The Bears are number 1 in the NFL with explosive plays per game. At 8, 1 more explosive play per game than the second place team.
Wow.
That's a lot of credit to Ben Johnson, and DeAndre Swift has popped off a few times too. But wild to me because the Bears were dead last year. So that's the Ben Johnson effect.
Right.
But obviously explosive plays are not the everything. I don't even think Caleb Williams is in the mix for comeback player of the year. That's obviously Daniel
I can
Jones.
only think of one
Side note, Daniel Jones shouldn't get he came back from being crappy. Shouldn't you have to come back from something if you're going to win comeback player of the year?
Oh, is he in the comeback player of the year?
I believe he's the number 1 guy in that.
I mean,
that I don't know.
Having
he
the
is
start
not
to his career in the fashion that it was.
According to ESPN Bet, Dak Prescott is the faraway favorite at plus 110 right now. Daniel Jones is not listed on here.
Oh, I saw him other places that people were upset that he was going to run away with it.
Was it Joe Flacco who won comeback player of the year a couple years ago?
But that's different. He's older. Daniel Jones just came back from being bad.
He came back.
I mean, he did get a playoff win against the Vikings and got them to the divisional round.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he used to be people thought he was a franchise quarterback for the Giants, and now he looks like the franchise quarterback for the Colts.
So anyways, Matt, and this is our side unlimited poll question. What would you bet your own money on? Love winning MVP or Micah Parsons winning Defensive Player of the Year? There's a couple of layers to that.
Yeah,
because if you want to place, if I was placing long shots, if I was doing this and not answering the poll question, I would bet Hutchinson plus 450 because I don't think that's crazy, and there's a decent shot that he would do it.
And it's a decent return on it.
Exactly. For quarterback, Josh Allen plus 400 seems like a steal. I could see him popping back off again, or even Drake May. So that's how I would look at it. But so to your point, I guess in this scenario, I probably still would bet Jay Love just for the betting side of it. I'd rather just take a little bit of a long shot. I did. I was at a casino and I bet Ben Johnson when coach. I bet a couple long shots. Matt Shaw to win Rookie of the Year. He didn't do it. And then I bet the Cubs to go to the World Series because why not?
Yeah.
And then the other one was Ben Johnson winning Coach of the Year. That one is a decent long shot that might pay off.
Yeah.
We'll see how the rest of their season goes. But if they get above 500, there's a very good chance he might get it. Vrabel might end up with it, but it's not out of the question.
Yeah, certainly.
So I'm more of a long shot guy, was my point.
Yeah, same. As much as I the thing about the Micah Parsons bet, and I love that he is the odds-on favorite currently, there's a lot of football left. Obviously, both of these injuries can happen, and there's no guarantee on either bet. Jordan Love at plus 1,800 or Micah Parsons at plus 150. I just think if I'm going to take one of those flyers, I think I go for Jordan Love just because the return on $100 is so much better. You know what I mean? There's certainly a chance that you'd feel pretty silly if you bet that $100 on Jordan Love and then at the end of the year Micah Parsons got DPOY.
That sounded really silly.
Jackrabbit Mama chimes in. I don't think this is for our show. Rewatch his draft night party video and fall in love with him over and over.
She's talking about Tucker Kraft. She is a very common texter into Wilde and Tao. She is from South Dakota, so she is the #1 Tucker Kraft fan in
Jack
Wisconsin.
Rabbit makes sense.
Yes,
then.
exactly.
So I'm guessing.
I wonder where in South Dakota. Is she going to go to the Olympic trials in
I don't
2
think
weeks?
she's listening, so she's not going to be able to help you out there.
Matt just tries to shoehorn in Olympic trials.
In case you guys didn't know, I'm competing in the Olympic trials in South Dakota.
Are you Are you Olympian? Are you an Olympian?
I have dabbled in a couple Olympics.
You also like to dabble in some Leinenkugel's.
Yeah, I certainly do. And man, I tell you what, Leinenkugel's just cannot go wrong because they have a flavor for every moment. They've got a ton of great ones like the Lakeside Cherry, the Juicy Peach, the Summer Shandies. They're all fantastic. But right now, it's Marzan season, and that means Leinie's Oktoberfest is available, and that is the beer for me. And if you are into that delicious malty Oktoberfest style Marzan beer, look no further than Leinenkugel's. You can get Leinenkugel's Oktoberfest wherever you get delicious beers, but remember, you got to be 21 years or older to enjoy.
Jason Wilde next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Would you rather, in this terms of raw dogging food, which means you have no seasoning on it, Ryan, you want to answer this?
Yeah, I was going to say, I would probably say like a pork butt. You don't need nothing on there. I'd raw dog a pork butt any day of the week.
Would you? You're right. Molly's out. All right. Ryan, would you rather,
Oh, my God.
as we're using the terms raw dog, of go on a plane?
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Game day in Wisconsin calls for a big play. The Big Dinner Box from Pizza Hut. 2 medium one-topping pizzas, 8 boneless wings, and 5 breadsticks, all for just $19.99. That's enough for you to feed your whole lineup and the fans before kickoff. Hand-tossed, pan, thin and crispy, even tavern style. Pizza Hut has something for every seat in the stadium. Order now for delivery or carryout at pizzahut.com or on the app. Fuel your game day with the Big Dinner Box. Pizza Hut. Feed good times.
Hey, it's Molly Brown. And let's be honest, between work, kids, and everything else life throws at me, I'm always looking for a little extra energy. That's why I love Zoa Energy. It's made with natural ingredients, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, so I get that boost I need without the crash or jitters. Plus, there are tons of great flavors. It's vegan, gluten-free, and even low in sugar, so it fits right into my busy, health-conscious routine. So grab a Zoa Energy, fuel your body, focus your mind, and take on your day like a champ.
Hey, Matt Hamilton here to tell you about the delicious Odyssey Brands, a family-owned company crafting award-winning cheese right here in Wisconsin for over 4 generations. Made with locally sourced milk, Odyssey brings bold, Greek-style flavors straight to your table. From savory, crumbly feta to rich and creamy Greek yogurt, every bite is a taste of tradition and quality. You can find Odyssey products at most major retailers nationwide and online. Odyssey, crafted in Wisconsin, loved everywhere, dairy done right.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best local sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
and Madison.
When it comes to your health, do you want to buy something online or do you want to meet with someone local? A local doctor with a family-owned business that cares about you. That's right, you want to meet with Nestor Rodriguez and Ashley Rodriguez at Carbon World Health. You have questions about cryotherapy, red light therapy, hormone replacement treatments, GLP-1s, or you just want to have a great workout. Carbon World Health is there for you. They have a new location in Sun Prairie and they have their original location in Madison. So when it comes to your health, there's nowhere better to go than Carbon World Health in Madison and now in Sun Prairie.
Madison's financial challenges need a Dane County-based bank. Starion Bank is a full-service community bank that delivers quality big bank services with a local approach. We are proud to be there for any budding entrepreneur or small businesses, helping them exceed their financial goals from banking to lending to cash management. Visit a banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, or Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, taking you farther.
After a serious accident, you'll need a winning team to protect your rights. Trust Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Bucks. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Martin Sensaker from Norway. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Holly on 100.5 SPN Madison.
Jason, quick
You
question.
are one of one.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
Right, and you guys, I hate doing your show. Is this Matt Hamilton?
Molly said it best. I said fart in the bathtub. She said gross. That's how Aaron Rodgers' career ended.
Can we keep the yuck your yum line out of my segment?
Jason Wilde is on Jim, Matt, and Molly. Brought to you by Colette Vacations. Join Jason next year on a British adventure. Text travel to the ESPN Madison Carbless Talk and Text line for full details.
We are thrilled to be joined by Jason Wilde. That is his theme music. In a weird twist, no Molly Brown, but Matt Hamilton is here. Primetime Laura Shine behind the glass. Jason, how are you doing today?
How often has that happened?
Not since the days of Rutledge and Hamilton, really. He was barely here then.
Or then when Molly was pregnant for like 3 months, or had babies and on maternity leave.
She was pregnant for 9 months.
Yeah, she was pregnant for 9 months. You're right. I still think it's going to be close on who's missed more time this calendar year. Because she missed the first 2 months straight.
True.
And then she's taking some vacation. I'm not saying she's taking a lot of vacations.
So you took vacations in the summer too, though.
Yeah, Matt calling in a question, somebody else taking vacations.
No,
right now.
I didn't take that many vacations in the summer. I was pretty good. I was pretty
Nobody's
present.
complaining about him. I'm just saying in this game, I think you're still going to lose.
I think I'm still going to lose too, but I think it's going to be closer than you guys like to make it out. Like, oh, Matt Hamilton's here. Weird. And Molly's gone? How surprising.
But Molly
She's such
had
a grinder.
twins.
Well, I know, but that's why I made the bet. It's because I knew she was going to be gone for 2 months straight. Hi, Jason.
You guys are amazing. It's great to be with you. I'm thrilled to be here.
We are thrilled to have you. Watching the and Molly, who's not here, had a different feeling about this, and Matt, I think, was more in this thing. And obviously, I'm not a Packers fan. I don't really care for Aaron Rodgers, but watching the game and watching how it went, the whole vibe of it kind of gave me a conscious uncoupling vibe. That like it's just a mutual breakup at this point. There was not a lot of build up through the week, and everyone's just it's over, and it's just everyone's moving on. The Packers onto something younger, and Aaron onto something something similar to the Packers, but not exactly the same as the Packers. But Molly was like heated, and she wanted Aaron to look bad, and it was more of a messy divorce for her. So, what was your vibe watching the game, covering the week? It just kind of seemed to be from a rivalry sort of juice and story side of it, a little bit of a letdown and more of a conscious uncoupling than a messy divorce.
Yeah. So who was that? Was that the lead singer of
Chris Martin,
Coldplay?
ironically, Gwyneth Paltrow.
That's what I thought, yes. Conscious uncoupling. But I agree with you. And quite frankly, the game was anticlimactic, too. Like, I had this like, Jordan Love was phenomenal, and Rodgers was good. Like, it wasn't like he was bad. But, like, I went into it with these kind of high hopes of this, Marino versus Fouts, Elway versus Montana, Brady versus Manning, or whoever might play for the Bears at any given time against whoever.
It's usually old Bear quarterbacks against current Bear quarterbacks that nobody cares about. So, like Mitch Trubisky versus Tyson Bagent.
Trubisky is good in that backups commercial, though. I like that he's getting some endorsement opportunities now,
and that's actually perfect for him.
World.
But it is funny because those who cover the Bears said
second.
True. No, not perfect for the Bears. Those who covered the Bears said that Mitch is probably the one that would screw up the order, not the one that would come in and make the correct order. Is what I That's what I've heard. So a little different role there for Mitch.
Fair. I personally like the Teddy Bridgewater one where the girl is like spilling her guts about her relationship and her friend's not listening, so Teddy comes in relief. that I enjoy that one. The problem with those ads is I don't have the faintest idea what they're for. I think they're for an insurance company, but I honestly don't know. And so while I enjoy the commercials, they're not very effective. Much like Mitch Trubisky. So anyway, I think that's a really good way to describe it. I just thought that, that Rodgers has moved on. He didn't, and I'll say this because I will admit that I love the story, which sometimes means I love the drama, even though Tausch thinks I'm a dramatic person. I'm actually not really, and I'm certainly not enjoying Mean Girls in high school because yuck. But like, if he'd have gone, think about how much better off the Minnesota Vikings would be if they had beyond the internal discussions about him and said, you know what, we've taken former Packers players before, but what we really need to do is take their blueprint with quarterbacks. And last year, obviously, JJ wasn't able to play, but he also wasn't able to practice because when you're on injured reserve, you're not allowed to practice. So what we're going to do is we're going to sign Aaron Rodgers, and he can be our quarterback for the next year or maybe for the next 2 if he plays really well. We'll sit JJ for all that time because they had to. Like, it's kind of like Love, right? Like, they had to know Love was not ready in 2021. He certainly wasn't ready in 2020. They didn't even have him as the number 3. He was the number 2. But he benefited immensely by getting the opportunity when he got the opportunity. Because there's, I saw something about Marcus Mariota recently where the offensive coordinator was Terry Robisky, and he basically never gave them plays. He just told them, hey, go out there and make something happen. In the NFL, is that not insane? And so he went into a bad situation, and, Mariota's been a journeyman ever since. So I look at where the Vikings are at, and I look at what Rodgers is doing, but now you give him Jay Jettis and Addison and Hawkinson, and I'm like, whew. It would have given the games a lot more juice because it would have been Favre 2.0, although maybe not quite as much vitriol as Favre had. But that would have made everything way more interesting, and obviously that was not the case on Sunday night.
I would have hated that. That would have been the one thing.
I know, that's why I love it.
That's the one thing that Aaron Rodgers could have done to completely, I would have cut him out of my life completely. Deleted his number. I'd have texted him, delete my number. So did you do that with Favre
too then?
Yes.
Did you do that with Favre too?
I was
and
completely...
And then did you come around on him?
I was completely over Favre when he went to the Vikings. It was like, this is a traitor. He's doing this out of spite. Yeah.
Okay. So has he, because, we give Jesse a hard time. Like, he bought the Jets jersey. He bought the Vikings jersey. He abandoned the Packers fandom because he was a Favre fan. I'm curious, though, are you, like, back now? Or, are you trying to help him, get volleyball facilities built or taking money from poor people, allegedly? Or where are you at on him now? Because to me, that's the wild thing, is that, and you said it, he was out, you were out on him then. Mm-hmm. But if we're being honest, like, people came back to him, right? I mean, they filled the stinking stadium. Like, all was forgiven, right? Like, people forget all the crappy stuff he did. Like calling Matt Millen to give him insight into the Packers offense before the Packers played the Lions when Millen was the team president. Like, he was so driven with just absolute hatred for the organization. And yet he's more likable to fans than Rodgers, so they feel much more strongly of a dislike or a disinterest at this point than they did with Favre. So I'm curious, have you since come around on him? Like, is he back in your life, or are you going to go on his new podcast that he apparently has? Like, where are you at with him now?
So Jason, as you know, and Jim has made abundantly clear to everyone, I'm a golden retriever. So I got to meet Aaron Rodgers one time. He was nice to me the one time. So, like, Rodgers is forever going to be like in my heart. I like Aaron Rodgers. That same golf tournament the next year, Brett Favre was there. He was not as nice. He could care less about who I was and what I did, and was just like, oh, yeah, sure, I'll sign the hat. He didn't he literally could care less and could not wait to get away from where we were at. Now, I think he just spent like 2 hours signing autographs, so he might have just been like over it at that point.
Listen to you making excuses for him already.
But either way, like I would never do something like that. If I was signing autographs for 2 hours and then somebody came up to me and was like, hey, this person is also a celebrity in this golf tournament like you, and he grew up a Packer fan, he would love to get your autograph. The guy was like, Brett Favre was like, okay, whatever. Here you go. Here's a sign. I'm out of here. I'm going to a steakhouse. So I didn't like that. So Brett Favre is still a bum.
So wait a minute. I think the real question is, have you ever had enough people that you spent 2 hours signing autographs? Because if you did, we need to understand just how popular you really are.
The longest I ever sat and did autographs was like an hour. There's an event back in the day called the Continental Cup, and when it was hosted in Las Vegas, Canadians in the winter love a good excuse to come down to the U.S. where it's warmer, especially Las Vegas. So we had a meet and greet and a signing, and yeah, I probably sat there for like an hour. My hand was sore.
Yeah.
I can attest.
You're like Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, signing those little checks.
Those 2-cent checks. Yeah, exactly. It's real. It's real. Whatever Jerry was saying about like carpal tunnel and his wrist hurting from signing all those checks, he's right.
Jason, the Packers' first half against Steelers, same with like most of the game against the Cardinals and half the game against Detroit and half the game against. It seems like the Packers play one half of really good football. It feels better when it's the second half. Like Carolina, you'd be like, okay, they should handle Carolina, but it also feels like they play a little bit to the level of their competition. So what's your read on this team? Because I know that their record says they're really good, but the way that they play is still wildly inconsistent. And I just think at some point against the premier teams, it's going to bite them in the ass.
Yeah, my question back to you, because it's a really good point, and I am very rarely swept up in the moment, but I think there is an argument to be made that we're kind of getting swept up with these guys and their record and everything else, and I'm not. Look, Jordan Love's played really, really good football. Statistically, he's been outstanding. I think he's fourth in the league in quarterback rating, and what I've been saying is, he made two catastrophic mistakes. One cost them the game. The other one almost cost them the game in Dallas, right? But what I think is really impressive about him is that how he's responded, right? I mean, look at what he's done since then. He makes a really big-time throw to Matthew Golden in the Cincinnati game. He makes a huge fourth down throw with the game on the line to Tucker Kraft in the Arizona game, and then obviously, he played well from start to finish in the Pittsburgh game. So to me, that says, all right, that's the kind of stuff that really good players do when they make some colossal mistakes. Do they keep making them? Because then you're not a great player. But he has responded to that, and I think that's noteworthy. That said, I mean, the ebbs and flows of a season, like, and this team especially now, they've won 3 in a row since that tie, and I think I don't want to say we're getting fooled again, because they might just be this good, but I'm not sure. I'm just not. I don't feel a level of confidence like I have with other teams where I was like, yeah, these guys are good, right? Like the defense, are they good or not? Because sometimes they really are.
Not.
Yeah, the secondary is
right,
not.
and then other right, and I mean their secondary is good as long as their pressure is good enough to make it good, right? I mean, Keyshawn Nixon. Now he did not guard Terry McLaurin on any of those plays, but in that Washington game, they targeted him 5 times. He broke up all 5 passes, right? He was so good that Rodgers texted him, and there was a text waiting for him when he got to his locker from Rodgers saying how great he was on that Thursday night. Well, Rodgers was not sending him a text unless he was sending one, hey, you were great for me tonight after the Sunday night game. So I always emphasize that it's a journey, and there are twists and turns and ups and downs in it in every season. And I've obviously done this long enough to know that. But even I might be kind of lured by the siren song here of, ooh, if the season ended today, they'd be the number 1 seed. Maybe they're better than I thought they were going to be, kind of a thing. And I think that's a little dangerous.
Matt, can you bring it to Jason's attention the stat you had about Jared Goff? Because there's a lot of like, oh, Jordan Love now dark horse for MVP, and I think this is a compliment. I think that Jordan Love has gone from a guy who maybe comped career-wise or level-wise from Kirk Cousins. Now he's getting closer to Jared Goff. But what did you learn the other day about Jared Goff?
I don't think he's got any MVP votes
in his entire career.
And yeah, I mean, look, I'm looking at the numbers where they're at right now, and if they keep winning, I think he's going to get some votes.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they've also, and I don't quote me on this. Maybe Rye Guy can fact check me on this. I think they've also changed the voting. The voting used to be just cast your vote for the guy you're voting for. In fact, there was a big controversy. The third straight MVP that Favre won, he shared it with Barry Sanders, and it was because like Peter King voted for like Rod Woodson or Carnell Lake or some DB. I think it was Woodson. I'd have to check that too. It was a long time ago. But my point is that I think they go 3-2-1 now. So I think you have a better chance of being somewhere in the balloting than in past years. And that would mean that people do not see Jared Goff as valuable at all if he didn't even score a point. Like I think Russell Wilson has been toward the bottom of that, and maybe doesn't have a whole lot of votes either, if I recall correctly.
Just looking it up right now on Google AI, at least this is what Google AI is telling me.
Why are you doing Google AI?
Because it's the worst one.
Don't use AI when it comes to sports stuff. It's always inaccurate. Even Craig said that the other day.
I do love the little disclaimer. AI responses may include mistakes. Learn more. But anyways, it says that this new system was put in getting back to 2020, and it's a top 5 ranking system. You get 1 point. You get 10 points for getting a first-place vote, 5 for a second-place vote, 3rd for a third-place vote, and so on and so forth. So it goes back to 2022 when Jared Goff would have been getting MVP votes.
I also want to redact that last statement. I dug further, and StatMuse had it just on MVPs, so obviously it was at 0. Jared Goff has had MVP votes.
StatMuse is the worst. What are we doing here?
We've been repeating this for the last 2 days.
I know. I want to redact it for 2 days.
Can we get Molly Brown back,
Matt
please?
is worse than ChatGPT at this point.
Well, you told me not to use Google AI, and I didn't. I was like, I
You're just
found
wrong
one.
all by yourself.
I'm just
at
wrong
least,
on my
At least
own.
Jason, he got wrong
Well, I got it now,
organically. At least organically, like on his own misbegotten research, he was wrong.
It's what makes me endearing. You know, I'm like everyone else.
It is. Everyone other than Favre.
Yeah.
So
other than Favre, who's not endearing to Matt Hamilton.
Jason, my whole point behind it was it really, and probably every fan base is like this, but it's just always funny to me the Packer fans go from like, hey, Jordan Love had a half of a good game, like he's got to be in the MVP candidate, and it doesn't matter. Like, there's plenty of like Jared Goff or, Brock Purdy got to the Super Bowl. Like, obviously the Mahomes and the Bradys are the ones that win it most of the time, but Jalen Hurts wasn't. You don't have to. You can win a Super Bowl without an MVP at quarterback. It is possible. And it is funny that, like, it just jumps to immediately, like, well, now he's got to be in the conversation, even though, according to ESPN Bet, he's right below Jordan Taylor as far as MVP odds. And it can improve, but these other guys are going to – Drake May's the new darling of the NFL. So, like, do you agree that MVP play or not from Jordan Love, he just has to continue to play like he is over the course of the full season, and it's probably good enough to get them in the NFC Championship game?
Well, maybe not. I'm not sure I'm willing to go to probably yet.
Okay.
I think the playoffs are just different, right?
It's
but
just more about the defense to me, more than
right.
Yes.
And look, if he sustains this, we're 7 games in. He's got 13 touchdowns. He's got 2 picks. His passer rating's 112.8. He's completing 70% of his passes. I mean, those stats are. No matter if you're a Love hater, a Love lover, a Love middle of the roader, those are good numbers. If Aaron Rodgers had those numbers, and you're an Aaron Rodgers guy, or like Matt Hamilton, you're a Favre guy, you'd be like, oh, he's been phenomenal, right?
Yeah.
at the same time, I still, at this point, and I don't think I'm being unfair to Jordan, is that I need to see more before I change my they can win a Super Bowl with him to they can win a Super Bowl because of him.
Same.
And to me, that's kind of the way I view the MVP thing. Now, in fairness as well, Josh Allen has had some hiccups this season, and Lamar Jackson has missed a pretty extended piece of time here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's possible that MVP race, because those are the two guys that it came down to a year ago, this MVP race could be more wide open, right? And it could be some guys that you weren't expecting to be in the conversation who end up in the conversation. But no, to your point, I mean, look, he's been good, and all quarterbacks have 3-and-out series, right? So the fact that they had 3-and-outs in the first half doesn't disqualify him. Oh, he's not an MVP candidate. He had 3 straight 3-and-outs. But at the same time, I just, one of the things I like about you, Jim, and believe me, it's a short list, but one of the things is that because you're not a Packers fan, you do look at them differently. And I will admit, even I can get swept up in the euphoria that fans feel. You can feel it. Like, people are really excited, and the Jordan Love, band of merry lovers are happy to tell you how great he is. Now, again, those are the same folks that think that when I'm paying him the compliment of, I got this in the YouTube comments from multiple people. I think it was on Monday when I brought up the interception against Cleveland and the check down inbounds to Emmanuel Wilson and then the dawdling after that. Why you always got to bring up the negative? Well, I'm bringing it up in relation to the fact that he took those mistakes and then fixed them and was clutch in the following 3 games after when the game was on the line. So it's actually praise for him that he responded to that and didn't keep making, one of my favorite things that the coaches say, and I stole it to use on the teams that I've coached and with the girls, make new mistakes. Don't make the same mistake, because we all are going to make mistakes. Make new ones. And he's going to make more mistakes, and some of them are going to be new ones. Now, the other part of this, to be fair, and again, this was not a quote that got a lot of run after the game, but I read it on our show today to Homer, because Tausch is out. He said, I didn't know where the ball was on the one that he threw to Tucker Kraft. I was just hoping nothing bad would happen. And nothing did. Tucker Kraft made a play, right? But can you imagine if it's somebody that we don't like as much as we like Jordan as a guy? We'd be killing the quarterback that said that. You threw a ball, you didn't know where it was going, and you were just hoping nothing bad would happen?
Yeah.
We'd be crushing them.
It's called a calculated risk, Jason.
All right.
Yeah, see, there we go.
Yeah.
The Rye guy represents that crowd. Yep.
Well, and so do some of our texters. I mean, I bring up Jared. I say Jordan Love is probably on Jared Goff's level, and I get some angry Jared into force. He's better than Caleb Williams. Yeah, that's a low bar.
Yeah. Jim's never said Caleb Williams is better than Jordan Love. I can state that for a fact.
If all right, let's do this before we call it a day. If you're right now today, if you're deciding, okay, this guy's going to be my quarterback, not just for this year, but for the next 3, because I think Jordan Love has much more potential that he hasn't reached yet than Jared Goff. I am taking Jordan Love, and it's not even close.
Yes.
Because the one thing I look at when I see Jared Goff is if a defense gets him off his spot and pressures him, he is not the same player. Whereas I think Jordan Love can be pressured into a knuckleheaded throw from time to time, but he is really good at moving in the pocket. Like I would say that while maybe he can't claim to be better than Jared Goff is today, I would say he's more talented and has far more potential to be significantly better than him. So if I choose one, it's not even close for me. But I also hate the fact that comparing him to Jared Goff is some sort of incredible insult.
Yeah, it's beyond me. Jared Goff to me is a quarterback that mostly. Yeah, but
no, it's fair.
I guess.
I mean, people just look at your.
If I said Dak Prescott, who Matt calls Mr. Mid, I think is also a compliment. As far as the regular season, Dak Prescott's unquestionably a really great quarterback. postseason.
Yeah, he's definitely not been mid this year.
Right.
Postseason, he's mid, though.
He's got, all right, I'm just pointing out, Jordan Love's one loss away from having like the same playoff record as Dak Prescott.
Yeah, but he's made them every year. He makes them every year.
It's all the narrative is written day to day and year to year. That's my point, including the Jared Goff. I agree with you, though, Jason. Today is Jared Goff. Jordan Love has a great chance to get better, and I think the nice thing is his floor is probably here. So you're in a good position.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We judge everything on this show did he play like a $55 million quarterback? Did Micah Parsons play like Defensive Player of the Year? And did the Packers look like a Super Bowl team? That's how we look at every single game, and that's the lens that we judge everyone through. And so I think that's just the standard we set on it, which I think is fair.
I saw the tweet promoting the show today, and it said something about the real MVP. Who's the real MVP?
Was the real MVP Micah Parsons or Jordan Love for the Packers?
You, Jason, for coming on our show.
That too, yes.
Yeah, because I thought the reason I ask is because we kind of had that same conversation, and Jordan Love has undeniably played very good football for most of the season, and his statistics bear that out. But I used Rashawn Gary as an example when we were kind of talking about, and that valuable. The word valuable is the most important thing. I asked Evan Cohen it and he said I would never vote for anyone other than a quarterback. I want you to think outside the box because look at Rashawn Gary.
Mm-hmm.
Rashawn Gary played 17 games last year. He had 7.5 sacks and 13 quarterback hits. With Micah Parsons, through 7 games, he has 7.5 sacks. He's matched last year's total and 15 hits, which he's surpassed.
Yeah,
going to the Pro Bowl again.
He is making guys that. I mean, look, I don't think we were mean about it, but we kind of joked. You just did it again about the Pro Bowl thing.
Yeah.
I was never joking about it.
Well, I was. For sure I was. So I don't want to put words in the wildly popular 1-hour autograph line gold medalist his mouth. So you're welcome.
Jason, thank you so much for taking the time and chatting with us for so long.
All right, guys. I appreciate it. Take care. Be good.
That is Jason Wilde. Look, you can't control everything in your life, but you can protect what matters most with J&K Security Solutions. Whether it's your home or business or even your man cave, J&K has got the tech and the team to keep you safe and connected. Cameras, alarms, smart home systems, all installed by local pros who actually care. Don't trust your security to some out-of-town online company. Go local with J&K Security Solutions in Madison. Peace of mind, yeah, they got that covered too. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
That there's
Wait, did you just say different flavors of hand soap?
Can we not call it flavors?
But it is. No, it is flavors, you guys.
Flavors of hand soap or lotion?
All of the above.
Okay.
Mostly lotions, though, is where it freaks me out.
Yeah.
They have lotions that are like maple or glazed maple donut flavor.
It puts the donut lotion on the skin.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at starionbank.com. Member FDIC.
With your Badger Minute, I'm Riley Yauk. Barry Alvarez isn't shy about his thoughts on in-state recruiting. Here's the coach explaining why he put so much emphasis on making sure that Wisconsin kids stayed home.
The top players here are as good as any in the country, and no one's paying attention to them. So you have a better chance. I mean, this is just common sense.
Catch the Barry Alvarez Show every Monday night from 6 to 7 p.m. across ESPN Madison.
Get a whole house of new Pella windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow. Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Visit PellaWI.com today.
I wasn't sure if college was right for me. I worried that it would be too stressful or rigid. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, the atmosphere is relaxed, and the instructors are friendly and collaborative. It's such a cohesive environment. My advice to others, take a deep breath and go for it. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
At
At Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction, you won't have to worry about your old lawnmower pulling a hamstring. They make buying and selling easy. Wisconsin Surplus Online Auction is simple, reliable, and unlike your fantasy team this football season, they'll actually deliver. Have equipment taking up space? Let them be your surplus solution. You send it in, they list it, people bid, and you actually win. Bid, buy, sell, and score big today at WisconsinSurplus.com. Because winning isn't just for game day. WisconsinSurplus.com.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's no second chances. There's no do-overs. We're definitely primed to take that next step. That's the focus and the goal.
This is your Green and Gold Fix on 100.5 ESPN.
It takes a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, pain to get to where you want to go.
This Green and Gold Fix is driven by Metro Ford.
A season debut to remember for Packers wide receiver Christian Watson, seeing his first game action Sunday since tearing his ACL towards the end of last regular season. 4 catches, 85 yards for the fourth-year wide receiver in his return. Head coach Matt LaFleur on what Watson brings to the offense.
Just the size, the speed, and I've talked about it many times, just his versatility. So I think that definitely showed true.
Watson looks to keep it going this weekend as the team returns home to Lambeau Field Sunday to play host to the Carolina Panthers. I'm Alex Stroh.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today. UW Credit Union presents the Prep Mania Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Dennis Semrau with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Our ESPN Madison UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Van Vogler, Sun Prairie East High School. You came in right when the school split. What was that like?
You know, it was very challenging with seeing a lot of my friends on the other side of the town, but we still have a lot of great players over here, great coaching with every single sport.
But baseball, you've been to state twice in baseball. What's that like going up to Appleton where the baby Brewers play?
You know, it's always very cool going up to Appleton, just making those deep runs in the playoffs. They're always really fun, a lot of emotion, and you just have a great town in Sun Prairie you're playing behind, so it's just great to have a great community behind you.
This is Monte Ball.
Monte steps to the right, dashes, reaches, touchdown.
You listen to 100.5 ESPN WTLX Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Madison Axe. Enjoy axe throwing, craft beer, bag, shuffleboard, and more fun at Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Visit MadisonAxe.com or head to the location on Stoughton Road today. Much maligned Badgers football head coach Luke Fickell coming under extra heat this week with allegations that he has not done a good job connecting with local in-state recruits and high school coaches, according to some notable hosts over at KBN and ESPN Wisconsin. Here's what another host, Barry Alvarez, had to say last night on the Barry Alvarez Show about how he built relationships with the high school coaches when he was the coach of the Badgers.
I told him when I came in, build a wall around the state. I'm going to keep the best players in state. Then I'm going to go out and I'm going to try to get the next level players to come here and give them an opportunity to earn a scholarship. And I sold that to the coaches. And they told me, you want us to support you. What will you do for us? I said, I will do anything you want as far as opening my offices, providing film, allowing you to come to practice. I'll help you build your program.
Listen back to the Barry Alvarez Show on the ESPN Wisconsin app or watch it all on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Second hour of Jim, Matt, Molly right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, my God, this guy's gonna swing on
right.
Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
Jeez.
Jim's an onion. You got to peel back the layers to get to the good part.
Bruss called Jim Big J today. I was like, can we not grieve?
berate him like that?
Big J.
Jim Rutledge.
Can we just change the name of the show as Big J, Matt and Molly?
No, we can't. Big J, Big M, and Molly.
Little M. Big
No,
J.
no. See, that's what Ben was going to call me this morning. I was like, please don't. Don't say Big J and Little M in this sentence. Please.
That sounded really silly.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is hour number 2 of Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light at the Mountains in Blue. You know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I'm Jim Rutledge. I have the power in the Everlight Solar Studio. Primetime Warshot behind the glass. Matt Hamilton with me as well. And you can get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's the Carl Talking text line. This is more. Our siding limited poll question, what would you bet your money on? Jordan Love to an MVP, which right now is plus 1,600, so a little bit of a long shot. Or Micah Parsons to win Defensive Player of the Year, plus 150, a little bit more guaranteed money. Obviously no guaranteed money in betting, but those are according to ESPN Bet. Matt, I want to talk to you about the weather and when you turn your heat on and stuff, but first tell me about Odyssey.
Oh, I love Odyssey brands. I'm telling you guys, their feta is fantastic. It's made right down in Monroe. They're made with award-winning cheesemakers. The feta is out of this world. They use locally sourced milk to make 1 pound of delicious Odyssey feta cheese. They've got tons of different flavors. The smoked feta right now might be my new favorite. It goes on just about everything, but they got a sweet heat one, Mediterranean herb, peppercorn, low fat, no fat, regular feta, and a whole lot more. So if you're looking to get your Greek on, look no further than our friends at Odyssey Brands.
Prime, you're a single fella, so you don't have to deal with this. But you're alone. You're lonely. No, your apartment. I'm curious, what do you do this time of year?
Because do your victims ever ask you to turn the heat up?
I mean, it's got to be kept at a certain cool level.
The dungeon is warm.
Okay.
I think it'd be cool, but all right.
There's a fireplace down there.
Ooh, wow,
it's always going.
Fancy. So this is that time of year where the struggle starts, at least at my house. I have 2 daughters and my wife. My oldest and my wife are always cold. My youngest, she's very dramatic. The other day, she put a coat on for breakfast because she was so cold.
Wow.
But also...
well, this will teach Dad.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to learn you a lesson, Pops.
And what was the temperature?
It was 66 degrees in the house.
Okay.
And so she also is the same person at night, sleeps in shorts and a T-shirt and on top of the blankets half the time. So, like, which is it?
Yeah, that doesn't jive.
Yeah, so regardless, this is a battle in the house. And it's not about the money for it, 'cause I really don't think it makes that much of a difference, a couple degrees. I run warm. I don't like coming into a warm house, whether it's in the winter or in the summer. I want the air to feel a little bit crisp and be moving a little bit. So I don't want a sauna. And to me, even 68, 69 degrees feels like a sauna. I really either side of it. But Ryan, when I lived by myself in Fitchburg, I lived at the top of an apartment complex, and it's like, oh, you got free heat. I don't care. I never turned the heat on because it just rose, and my place was always hot.
That would be awful in the summer.
Yeah, it was. And I didn't get free air conditioning. I got free heat. It was so stupid. I was like, I moved after a year.
How many floors?
3, so it wasn't horrible, but still.
3rd floor still gets hot in
Yes,
August.
I literally never. The one time I turned the heat on, I realized it didn't work. So the landlord or the maintenance guy had to come out and fix it because I had no idea that the heat didn't even work.
It's funny you bring that up because that's the exact situation I had this past week. Is that it's still pretty early, like it's not winter time yet, and honestly, it hasn't been truly cold until like the last 10 days. I would say.
Yeah.
So this past week, it finally started getting truly cold in my apartment, down to like 63. And it's funny you mentioned how lonely and alone I am all the time because this past weekend I actually wasn't because, like I said, I had somebody staying with me.
Yeah.
My mom was with me. Matt, you don't realize this. You didn't know this, but she stayed with me on Wednesday and Thursday night last week.
And where did she sleep?
She slept on the pull-out couch.
Mom should have been offered the room.
The bed,
Yes.
She didn't want it. She said up front she did not want to sleep in the bed.
Honestly, I don't know if I'd want to sleep in my son's bed either.
That's also what I thought too. It's like that's weird.
That's fair. It's nice that you offered, Ryan.
Maybe if it was
not weird, it's more gross.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Weird and gross.
Like I changed the sheets.
Like if you were his daughter or her daughter, she might feel different.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it was my dad, then maybe it would have been a little less awkward.
Well, it's more of like men are gross.
Exactly.
Yes, but other men can be fine with gross.
But you talk about being dramatic and how cold it was. It was like 60. It maybe got down to like 65, 64 in my apartment. And in my apartment building, they just had not turned the heat on yet. they didn't turn it on until Friday. I had to just find the super guy, and he just was able to you're like, oh, they're coming today, they're gonna activate it. But until then, it was like mid to low 60s in the place, and my mom was not standing for it. She gets so cold. She is like a frigid human being. She wears sweatshirts and hoodies inside with it turned up to like 72 in the house. I can't stand being in our house because it's so freaking hot.
Yep.
But because it was so cold, she insisted that we actually just turn my oven on and just open the door to just warm the entire apartment.
Wow.
For the 2 days that she was there. So
like, Mom, you pay the electric bill this month, and I will do that for you.
Yeah, it felt like I was living in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You know, the house they have where everyone's stacked in, and the only thing that's keeping them warm is the oven.
Yes.
That one kid gets to sleep next to it every night, and that's like your gift. Your 1 day a week, you get to sleep next to the stove. That's what it felt like. And it got freaking hot in my apartment too.
Yeah.
I'm like you, Jim. I get way too warm, way too fast. And that, you talk about dramatics, it was a little over the top, Mom.
Yeah. Matt, so I guess this is the question I'm asking, 844-770-3776. The Carl was talking text line list is more like, it's not so much like what temp do you turn the heat on, because now you can just set it like inside the house. So right now, I had it 65 at night. Like, hey, just when it gets below 65 in the house, heat will kick on. That wasn't good enough. Now it's bumped to 66. And as of today, it's bumped to 67 during the day and then 66 at night. It keeps on creeping up on me. I'm not happy about it. My wife wanted the warmer sheets on the bed, and I said, that's fine. Then we're taking off the middle blanket. Like, I don't want to sweat it out at night, because if you get too sweaty and then it's so cold, you wake up with a chill every damn day, because it's like, all right, well, I got a glisten sweat and then the cold air, and now I'm going to get ill. So, but nobody cares about dad in the house with when it's 2 girls and then your wife. So
3v1.
Right. It is a losing battle always. So I'm doing my best, but I am losing ground daily on the heat battle in the house.
I saw something interesting. A guy had put a thermostat on his wall, but never connected it. So his wife would change it, and then the real thermostat was like behind a picture.
I like that.
So she could go ahead and push the buttons and change it to whatever temperature she wanted, but the real thermostat that actually was connected to the unit was hidden behind the picture.
Well, I like that idea.
So I think there you go. That's some free advice.
There you go.
We set ours to 66.
Okay.
And Jen doesn't love it either. Like, she'll wear a blanket, like a towel, wrap it around her. And
okay.
she
have like a snug. Everyone in the house has some version of a Snuggie besides me.
Right.
So, like, you have Snuggies, you have blankets, you wear sweatshirts, you wear sweatpants in the house. Why in the hell do we have to jack the heat up? Why do you have all this other stuff
That's what
going
I'm
on?
saying. Because don't get me wrong, like, there will be times where 66 feels cold.
Yeah.
But I just go into the bedroom and I grab a sweatshirt and I grab my comfiest sweatpants.
Yeah.
And I'm golden.
Right. There's also blankets, I'm sure, everywhere.
Yeah, there's blankets everywhere in the house.
Yeah.
And I'm with you. I don't want it up too high either, because when I do go to sleep, I want it to be chilly. I want to, I got home from my trip.
Yeah.
My wife had just changed the sheets to the flannel sheets.
Yeah, so that's what I was talking. We just changed ours to flannel. Yeah.
Amazing. Like, last night, I might have had the best night's sleep of my life after being gone for 9 days.
Yeah, of course.
Getting to sleep in my own bed again. And, these nice warm flannel sheets. We had the door just, cracked a little bit. So, our room might have been cooler than 66. But, it's fantastic. So
You have, a sliding glass door in your...
Yeah.
Okay, so you said the door. I just wanted to make sure people knew what you're talking about.
Yeah, we have a sliding glass door, and my wife won't, it's not just, cracked open and unlocked. I had cut down a piece of wood so we can open it 2 inches.
So she can
feel like it's still locked, but it's not, latched.
Gotcha. Yeah.
She always thinks someone's going to break into our house at all times.
My wife does the same thing. I'm like,
what are you talking about?
Constantly. You left the garage open when you were gone for 4 minutes. Where do you think we live?
Mm-hmm.
And also, literally, I didn't tell her this. I left a Bosch drill on the back of the camper for 2 whole damn days. Forgot it. I took the water off the cap off the water heater, let the water out, and set the drill down because I didn't want to sit there. It was going to take a good 10, 15 minutes for all the water to run out. And I forgot about it for 2 whole days. I walk out there. I had no concern it was not going to be there. It was there. Just put it back inside. I'm like, if you think we live somewhere that you're consciously worried about someone breaking into the house through the garage or stealing our stuff, then we need to move. That's always my answer. Because where do you think we live? Yes.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. I told the rest of the serial killers, you guys are cool.
Nice. I'm glad that you're able to put in a good word for us.
Yeah, I vouch for you guys. Don't worry.
Well, I want to vouch for Carbon World Health. If you're like me, you want to look good and feel good and still enjoy life. That's why I go to Carbon World Health, whether it's for recovery after a long week, boosting energy, or getting your fitness dialed in. Dr. Ness Rodriguez and his team have you covered. And now they've got a new med spa in Sun Prairie that has everything you need to look as good as you feel. Carbon World Health isn't just a gym. It's a total wellness experience. Visit carbonworldhealth.com to learn more. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
The Badgers are like me trying to help my third grader do math. They understand that they need to get good players. They just can't do
They don't know how to get there.
They don't know how to get there anymore. The rules have changed. The math has changed.
Yeah.
And the Badgers can't figure it out. They can't keep up.
It's a great analogy. Good job.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Step into nostalgia with the Miller High Life Dive Bars of the Month. Listen to Jim, Matt, and Molly every Thursday to find out where you can enjoy the best High Life specials in Madison. Plus, to celebrate our love for dive bars, we'll be giving away a case of Miller High Life to one lucky fan every Thursday. Live the high life with Jim, Matt, and Molly and enjoy the champagne of beer in its natural environment. Like the Village Green, Cahoots Bar, Whatever Bar, and Dot's Tavern.
When it's game day in Madison, you know what that means. Pizza Hut time. Unlimited large one-topping pizzas, just $7.99 each. Or your team at home can load them up with 3 toppings for $9.99. Perfect for kickoffs, watch parties, or that fourth quarter comeback from your living room. Fuel your crew, fill the table, and keep the good times rolling all game long with Pizza Hut. Order now for delivery or carryout at pizzahut.com or on the app. Pizza Hut. Feed good times.
I really struggled with choosing a career path. I had so many interests and couldn't decide what to do. But I'm so glad I didn't let that stop me. At Madison College, I'm figuring it all out and making friends and connections along the way. Coming here is the best decision I ever made. My advice to others? Just take the first step. There's more to your story at Madison College.
Visit madisoncollege.edu to get started.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Coach Saban here. On the field or on your walls, coverage matters. That's why I go with Behr Marquee Interior Paint and Primer from the Home Depot.
Exceptional hide, advanced stain blocking, and over 1,000 colors to choose from. Behr Marquee delivers one-coat coverage that stands up to real life. One-coat coverage, no overtime. Behr Marquee, only at the Home Depot. How doers get more done. Valid only when tinted to colors from the Behr Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Collection.
Don't be haunted by high prices this Halloween. Metro Ford of Madison has frightfully good deals waiting just for you. Right now, drive home the all-new 2025 Ford F-150 or F-150 STX. Or escape the ordinary in a 2025 Ford Escape. Both with just 2.9% APR for up to 66 months. Only $16.41 per month for $1,000 finance. But hurry, these scary good offers vanish November 3rd. Visit MetroFordOfMadison.com today, where the deals are a treat, never a trick.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar, the better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
Matt Hamilton here for Leinekugels, the craft beer that showcases a commitment to tradition and quality, founded in 1867 in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. No matter where I'm at, on the ice, on my boat, or if I'm just watching the big game, I always have a Leine's in my hand. Whether it's the refreshing summer shandy, the smooth honey vice, or my personal favorite, the juicy peach, there's a delicious flavor for every moment. Pick it up wherever you get delicious beer, but remember, you gotta be 21 years or older to enjoy.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
This is Martin Sensaker from Norway. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Holly on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
You're only minutes away from a better buying experience at Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. I've bought 3 vehicles from Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. That means I've had 3 better buying experiences. Get out to Simden Chevy in Mount Horeb. You're only minutes away from a better buying experience. He's Matt Hamilton. I'm Jim Rutledge. Primetime or Shine Behind the Glass. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. Stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. Get into the show, 844-770-3776. That's the Carbos Talking text line. List is more. I want to hear from Mark Chmura on his show, Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, on ESPN Milwaukee. He had some thoughts on the Wisconsin Badgers football program.
They have invite-only camps where the kids have to pay to go to them, but it's talented kids. This is how my son Dylan at Michigan State went to one of these camps and was offered a scholarship after going to that camp. So I know people that go to these camps and go, the talent they have here is a joke. Who are they recruiting? It's a joke. The attention to detail isn't there. And to me, I don't know, it just feels like a money grab by Fickell because he didn't want to put the work in. And then how do you address, what does this say about Wisconsin? They fired James Franklin at Penn State. They fire Napier at Florida. They fire Kelly at LSU, right, who have done far better than Fickell has. Is Wisconsin a real program?
That's a great question, and I put this out on – was Brian Kelly fired on Sunday?
He's fired on Sunday around 7 p.m.
All right.
Really convenient timing for the LSU program.
Yes. So I retweeted this sometime, probably during the Packer game, so it got steam.
Matt looks confused about why that's convenient. It's a news dump leading into Sunday Night Football. It's just a perfect time where they try to bury the story.
News like Friday at 5 o'clock is a good time to do it.
I get it.
Last time the Badgers fired their head coach, it was, I believe, 6 p.m. on a Sunday during overtime of a Packers-Patriots game. I was sitting in this very control room when it happened. It was a chaotic Sunday night.
Yes. So, news dump there. So Brian Kelly, I retweeted it probably during the Packer game. It picked up steam throughout where I said each firing makes the Badgers look worse. And Chmura sounds like he agrees. And I want to address one thing at a time, the recruiting stuff. Can we all agree, and let me know if you disagree, and you can chime in 844-770-3776. That's the Carbos Talking text line. List is more. Can we all agree that the Badgers could be marginally better and look more functional with just a more strategized recruiting plan? Like, it just seems like they're grabbing players. The team looks like it's just an assembly of players and not a cohesive unit that's built off of hey, we're going to have players with this exact mentality. We're going to have players with this skill set of this position, this skill set of this position, this skill set of this position, and we're going to have the old smart, tough, dependable. And I don't know what you'd call this current group, but I don't think you'd call it smart, tough, dependable. So I just think that even with just a better...
And what's that acronym, Jim?
STD. Look, that is a acronym I would apply to the Badger football program. But
that's how you know Matt Hamilton's not paying attention, when somebody says STD on the air and he has no reaction.
Well, no, I heard it. What I was honestly doing is I was looking at the Badgers roster. I was curious how many of these kids are from Wisconsin.
If you look through it, you'd be surprised. It's probably around 40%. I did it a couple of times a couple of weeks ago, actually, after I believe it was the Ohio State game.
We just prompted you to be like, how many of these jerks are from Wisconsin?
Well, because this is kind of when the conversation started of how do the Badgers find their players and how do they try to put together a roster? And it's I don't know if it necessarily needs to be guys who are from the state of Wisconsin per se, but having that bedrock, like Jim is saying, the connective tissue of guys who just want to be here to be Badgers,
right.
That's important. Why you brought
affordability.
Yeah,
I feel like they'd be less expensive for a lot of these guys.
I mean, the cost to just recruit somebody who lives in Fond du Lac is much easier than somebody who lives in Fort Wayne.
Right. So I just think being more efficient in recruiting would make this team marginally better, and the team that would beat Maryland and feel like you got a chance against Washington and Illinois, and like just being more efficient in recruiting, I feel like could lift them to near Iowa. Like in that sort of like, all right, they're not great, but they put out a product that competes every week, and you feel like you muddy the game off enough that you got a chance. We all kind of agree that recruiting is part of the problem, just in the idea of like if they were just better and had a better understanding of what they want their identity to be, specifically on offense, they'd be in better shape.
We talked yesterday about how bad Hunter Simmons has been. They have, I believe it is 22 completions over the last 12 quarters. That's not all on him, though. Like, the offensive line, the pieces around him, like, aren't helping anything.
They didn't have a lot of running back depth, and I'm glad this kid had a nice game.
Gideon Atuka.
Yes.
He was good, but it's more, the fact that the offensive line, you lose one starter at left tackle, and then Jake Renfro's been in and out. It's looked like such a haphazard unit all year.
And obviously NIL changed all this, but gone are the days where the Badgers had like 7 NFL offensive linemen on the team at one time, and 3 1,000-yard backs. But
that'll never happen again.
How about 3 NFL offensive linemen and 1 1,000-yard back?
And then
how about a back that's going to run for more yards all year than Melvin Gordon ran for in 3 quarters against Nebraska?
And nowadays in the transfer portal, like you can do that where you can bring in 3 new guys and 1 new running back every year. If you do it right, like you can bring in and mix and match pieces, but you just have to be more active. And you have to be, like you're saying, you have to be really smart about it. You have to have a plan, which I don't know whether it's on field or off the field. It feels like there's no plan. There's not, like Chewy said, no attention to detail with anything about this program.
Do you think he's just trying to get, like we all have played like video games and stuff where you just like try and get the best player, not necessarily thinking who's going to fit the scheme or who wants to be a Badger, like things like that. So I'm sure
I think that's definitely part of it. Absolutely.
It's got to be part of it.
Yes. I mean, I feel like these guys are they need to have a better BS meter, because I'm sure these kids are saying like, yeah, I want to be a Badger. You just have to figure out scheme fit or something. Like, it just feels off. It just feels like this team on the coaching side, if they were coached better, if they were just coached like Barry Alvarez or Brett Bielema coached these teams where there always were at least teams that looked functional and put together, then this team is closer to 6 wins at the end of the year. This year they're going to have 2, most likely. And to me, coaching has to be a major factor in it. Injuries, whatever. 2 wins is unacceptable regardless. So then you get to the next part of it where you talk about, are you serious about winning? Or what does it say about the program? And these two tie together, because there's an article today that came out from Jim Polzine for Badger Extra that basically said Ted Kellner loves Fickell and loves Mack. And the difference between some of those other schools, I don't think Brian Kelly and the LSU AD got along. I don't think James Franklin or Billy Napier and their ADs. So like there was a little bit more friction there. And the donors are multiple in those places. But let's be honest, Wisconsin's got one major donor, and that's Ted Kellner. And if he is going to sign off on Mack and Fick, your hands are kind of tied. So in this case, are they serious about winning, or is Mack and Fick just to kiss Kellner's ass and then they got a job?
Ooh.
And that would make you not a serious football program.
That would make you a not serious football program. And, I mean, I'm sure in addition to that, they're pitching plans. Like, this is what we want to do. And
they're also doing, hey, Ted.
I can understand that, like, especially, like, you can't just have, like, a plan and flip it around. And I'm going to sound a little bit like a Fickell apologist right now. He changed offensive coordinators. They wanted to run something different than the air raid offense that they had for the 2 years. And I think they might have got players that were maybe a little bit more suited for that, and that maybe isn't really conducive to the more smash-mouth football that we're trying to run now.
If you're going to be an apologist, you'd say, well, their quarterbacks are hurt. Or Billy Edwards is hurt. They brought him in. He played half the game.
Let's be realistically, the scheme changed.
True, but I mean nowadays you can switch out a lot of guys.
It's a great point though for what Matt's making, because the fact that they're so bad in the transfer portal, they don't know how to use NIL either, so they can't bring in guys to bring in and fix the problem right away.
Because my initial response was like, an NIL you can fix the problem, but you're right. The NIL, they're inept, and impotent in the NIL. That it's like, well, what are they doing?
Who's the impact transfer this offseason? Like, name one. I mean, they don't really have any impact players, period, but like...
Those are the two quarterbacks were supposed to be, right?
Danny O'Neal, Hunter Simmons,
Hunter
Billy
Simmons
Edwards.
has got a major impact on this program.
All three were transfers, but then, I mean, on the defensive side, the D-line, they did shore up, and they did a good job with that.
They're nice additions.
Exactly,
They're
but
like
it's competent now.
solid.
What's the best position group on the Badgers?
Linebacker based off of last Saturday's game because of what's coming up with Mason Posa, guys like Cooper Catalano, even Christian Allegro when he's healthy, but then the defensive backfield's been gutted. Like, they lost 6 guys.
The fact that Nazir Forqueen is destroying the program because he can't play because the NCAA is screwing him over is a major problem.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they have no depth
anywhere. Like, yeah, I mean, Billy Edwards, I don't think he wants to. I'm just speculating. I don't think he wants to play, and I don't blame him if Luke Fickell threw him out there with a bad knee.
Can he, like, get a year back if he only played?
If he says he's hurt.
games?
I mean, normally, yes,
injured?
he's kind of at the max of his eligibility, but he was hurt, and so he could just stretch that injury out.
That's why they can't start the freshman, right?
No, he stinks. But my understanding is that he is very far away.
Carter Smith.
At least the last time.
But he would lose his redshirt year if he played more than 4 games, right?
But there's only 4 games left. So if he played at this point, he would not burn his redshirt, but I think
also
what Jim is saying.
Yeah, the Badgers also, and the Badgers have been open about this, no college program cares about redshirts anymore because either you're good and you go pro or you're good and you leave. You know, like it's, one of those things to like just play whenever. But this was pre-practice. I mean, this was pre-practice being closed. So this is the preseason more. He was by far the worst quarterback. But he's again, this is a whole other thing. I thought we brought in the spread so we could play freshmen. We never played any freshman quarterback when we had the spread, and now we go back to this offense. It's like, it's too complicated for the freshmen. So I just come to the grips that a freshman's never going to play quarterback for the Badgers. But then, like, Danny O'Neal.
Transfers every year.
I feel like Danny O'Neal, like, he could have, I'm just speculating, but it sure feels like Billy Edwards and Danny O'Neal have quiet transferred. Where they're like, hey, don't blame me. I want to just go somewhere else. So please.
I don't think I can improve my draft or my transfer stock by playing right now. So
it's hard to tell at this point.
I don't want to get hurt if I'm Danny O'Neal.
No.
And if I'm Billy Edwards, I'm like, I want to call this a medical red shirt. So
yeah, Billy Edwards
on the replacing the quarterback aid.
The idea of him getting a medical red shirt seems possible when you think about guys like the tight end who was at Oregon who had like 9 years of was in college football for 9 years.
If I'm the NCAA, I don't want any part of a lawsuit from Billy Edwards being like,
that too.
The coach stuck me out there before I was healthy. I got hurt on the first damn play I came back out there.
Yeah.
There is no plan for this program right now. Like, they have no plan. Their only plan is to plead with Badgers fans to donate more to the NIL program.
Yeah,
and because
Matt, you missed this letter from Mac. It said, we are too poor to fire our coach. We have not raised enough funds under my leadership to be able to fire our coach. Mm-hmm. So what we're going to do is, under my leadership, just trust we're going to raise enough money to get better players.
I heard the website to donate isn't even fully functioning yet.
Shocker.
Yeah.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Time out on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 60 months.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 1031-2025.
At J&K Security Solutions, protecting your home or business is more than just the priority. It's what we do. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. Since 1987, J&K Security Solutions has been committed to providing Madison and Southern Wisconsin with dependable security solutions. Whether it's security, fire, or the latest automation solutions, go to jksecurity.com to see how J&K can help keep your home or business secure. Get protected now at jksecurity.com.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason.
From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right. And naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything. From the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Striving for excellence is exactly what we do.
Our suite of master craftsmen ensure every roof we install will last.
We believe in giving you exceptional results.
And the satisfaction and durability you want with your suite of metal roof.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Suita. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Suita metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Suita Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
It's football season in Wisconsin and the energy is electric. Get ready to fuel up the hype with Monster Energy. With bold flavors and that legendary kick, Monster gives you the power to go all 4 quarters. Whether you're tailgating before the big game, watching with friends at home, or catching every play at your favorite spot. Because game day isn't just about football. It's about bringing the energy wherever you are. Stop by your local Piggly Wiggly to pick up a Monster Energy drink today. Monster Energy. Unleash the beast.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
This is Martin Selsaker from Norway. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Holly on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Let's be honest, winning feels good, and at Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, it happens every day. Slots are hitting, the energy is up, and when someone wins, you can feel it across the floor. Whether it's your first time or your regular Friday night spot, Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison delivers that rush. Plus, it's local, easy to get to, and always a good time. Ho-Chunk Gaming Madison, more spins, more wins, more fun. He's Matt Hamilton, I'm Jim Rutledge. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. Primetime oil shine behind the glass. It's time to throw some stones.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
Now what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
Yeah, guys, so our quarterback, our guy, Jordan Love, was on everyone's favorite podcast, or should we say Molly Brown's husband's favorite podcast. That would be the Up and Adams show with Kay Adams, who Molly is not jealous of because they're not rivals. But Kay Adams had to ask Jordan Love about his post-game interaction with his rival quarterback, former mentor, Aaron Rodgers, and after the game that they did not complete a jersey swap on the field, but Jordan Love did say that they were able to accomplish it after the fact.
Yeah, no, I told him I need that jersey. He said he'll send it in the locker room. And so, yeah, we did jersey swap, sent them to each other's locker room. So I got that jersey, which is awesome. It's a really cool moment. Definitely something that will be hanging on my wall. And just, like I said, I'm grateful for that moment between us.
Guys, do you think Aaron Rodgers snubbed Jordan Love on the field? Didn't want to take his jersey off and give it to him? Had to do it. Send it to the locker room. Send a servant to go give it to him in Acrisure Stadium?
The only reason I'm saying no to this, I don't think he was snubbed, is because when was the last time you saw Jordan Love Aaron Rodgers on a football field where he took his jersey off?
Never.
Never happened in Green Bay. I don't think I've ever seen it.
I don't think I've seen Jordan Love do it either, to be honest.
And I don't think you see it too often from players anymore. I do think the standard is either to mail it to them or give it to them behind closed doors. I do not think he was snubbed. But, Matt, you are the expert on jersey swaps.
Yeah.
But I also would like to point out, and I don't know when this happened or when it changed, but you have that Jake Elliott jersey. You did a over-the-mail jersey swap with him, and that thing is incredibly small, but also like incredibly small, and like you can't imagine, like there must be no room, which rightfully so, to grab. So I have to imagine.
I even tried on Chris Orr's jersey.
Yeah,
He's a linebacker.
Yeah,
and it was super tight. Like I could not imagine trying to take that off with pads on.
Right, I would imagine that.
I'm not tight.
It is tight.
I've talked to players, and I've seen players that like a lot of times they have to have help getting that on, or it's already over the pads before they put that on.
You know what the best one is? Watching like the 350-pound defensive lineman try to put a jersey on or off.
Yeah,
those were amazing.
Yeah. So the point, I think people have just gotten smarter of like, I need help getting this jersey off anyways because I just played a game, my body's all beat up, and this jersey's basically glued to my body.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers has done enough yoga in his life where he could even take the jersey off, like comfortably?
Probably, but also like you're old and you've been throwing the ball. Like I don't want to risk. Like you're an old man. Like I don't want to risk like an awkward injury.
Spasm.
Yeah, like a weird injury trying to take that jersey off.
Gets the same back injury Jim Rutledge had, so he had to go get the EMG test.
Yeah, but Matt, jersey swaps.
So there's a couple things you can do with like curling jerseys. Obviously, curling, I think it's most common in soccer. You see it after soccer games. Oftentimes players swap. So kind of got into like...
And soccer players are pretty ripped, so I would take my shirt off too, any issues I had.
Great point.
Now, curlers don't do it on the ice either. Like, we'll go to the locker room and then go do jersey swaps. Or like, if it was an event, you wait for like the post-event get-together.
Curlers not known for their physique like soccer players.
Not anymore. It's getting there. It's getting there. As you guys can see, I'm getting pretty shredded myself. But we're not taking jersey off on the ice.
I'm not saying you're not shredded. I'm just saying soccer players, right up
they
there with
do a lot of
NBA, is the best athletes in the world. Yeah.
What percentage of curlers do you think have a better body than Jordan Love or Aaron Rodgers?
I thought the knock on Jordan Love is his body just looks normal.
It's not. It's a pretty normal. That's what I'm saying.
I remember Jay Cutler. That was a knock on him. He just looks like a
I would probably say like 10 to 15.
Better.
Yeah, maybe even higher. Because curlers are getting way more shredded than they ever were.
Ooh.
Really. It's a different game now than like when I won the gold medal. Like curlers look different from that. And that was only 8 years ago.
If there's like one muscle group that curlers really just have to like focus on getting jacked, like what is
Shoulders, lats, and like back.
But then they just twig legs.
And I guess like chest.
Now, real question
Not as
on
much
this one.
legs as you'd think. It's all about the sweeping right now.
Oh.
So, is that a vanity play or how important? Because you saw this in golf, but still most golfers are not. They're not. They're somewhere between Phil and Tiger. Like Tiger kind of took it to the extreme, and Phil was kind of the last.
You want to be
like
loose. You don't want to be muscle bound.
Right, but Phil was kind of the last of the slubby golfers, and Tiger was at times almost too muscle bound.
Right.
So like how much does being fit matter for curling? Because I only ask because it seems far more of a skill than like you need your physical strength.
So I will say that the throwing is 100%, well, let's say 90% skill. Like you still want to have all the shots in your bag, so you want to be able to throw it really hard, which obviously requires like quad muscles.
Yeah.
But the real like brute strength skill doesn't matter as much as sweeping. Like you are trying to put as much pressure as you possibly can into the ice, and like a one shot takes like 25 seconds. So you potentially could have to sweep as hard as you physically can for 25 seconds.
So is it endurance or strength, or is it a mixture of both? Which one's more important if you had to choose them?
Probably strength, because at our level, like if you're sweeping all 25 seconds, they missed by like 15 feet.
Okay, yeah.
So if you're a little, if your guys are throwing well, you shouldn't have to sweep a ton.
And how much time do you get in between the shot? Like, kind of.
So just the other day, that was funny you say that. We were playing in a curling match, and the other team had one of those shots. It was like, first of all, the call was a no-brainer, so they didn't have to sit there and like think about it and waste time hemming and hawing about what the shot to call. And then it was like a super fast shot. It's called a peel. Like it takes 8 seconds for the rack to get down the ice, as opposed to a shot that you're lobbing in, which takes 25 seconds. So there was probably like 45 seconds for me to like recover from sweeping for 25.
Sweep.
I actually asked my teammate to like, you take this one. I need a little bit more time to catch my breath.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't quite enough for me. But that said, it is definitely endurance. But like I said, you're not trying to do it right now. It's all about like really big power in your sweeping.
Okay.
So now we got to ask Matt Hamilton, would you do a jersey swap right on the ice?
I mean, I would if someone was like, let's do it right now.
If it was at the Olympics.
It has to be like near
NBC's
the end of
watching.
the event. You know what I mean? Like if I knew I only had 4 clean jerseys left and I had 5 games left.
I'm not talking about the aspect of how many clean jerseys you have. I'm just saying you have to pop tarps off. And
No, I totally would. I
your
am
bare
not,
body is on national television.
Yeah, worldwide television.
Ooh.
I am not ashamed of the little cheeseburger locker I got going on down here, okay? Like,
got a Happy Meal down there?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's been a couple stacked up over the years, so.
Couple double DQPs?
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason that I don't need to keep my heat on very high in my house because I'm well-insulated human Wisconsin boy. That said, certainly would, Ryan, but the reason I typically swap after the event is because I need my jerseys for the next couple games. I don't have, like, infinite amounts of jerseys like a pro football player would.
Okay.
New one every game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, especially the one that Aaron Rodgers is wearing. Hopefully they never have to wear that one again. Imagine if they had like 20 versions of those.
I traded for some interesting ones, though. I got New Zealand this week.
That's
I got
fun.
a Guyana one. Like, Guyana? I didn't even know they curled.
At some point, you're going to have to figure out a space to be able to have like every jersey that you've been able to get up.
I know. I have them all like in a bin, and this, like, Ryan could fit like 1 or 2 of his victims in a bin list size. Like, it's huge.
Yeah.
So I have a bunch of jerseys potentially for future use, but I have no idea.
Honestly, the
what I'm
more
gonna do
efficient
with
way sounds like you just need a place that has a walk-in closet that you can just keep the jerseys in.
That seems,
them. So I saw Lionel Messi in his like closet. He had taken all of the jerseys, squared them out so you just had the number and the name, and then made them basically tiles for like the floor of his closet.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that's a cool idea. I should do something like that. I've also seen them made into like quilts.
Oh, yeah.
And you just cut out the square and the name, and then you have them turned into a quilt. So I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but
give it to Jim's daughter so she can say one.
There you go.
Yeah, exactly. It's going back to 66.
It's Jim at Mime, presented by Coors Light.
This is Martin Sensaker from Norway. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Holly on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
What's better than cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand? Cheering for the Packers with an ice-cold beer in your hand that you got for 10% off. And when you get Packers checking from Associated Bank, you get even more. Like 10% off food and 10% off drinks on game day. Like that ice-cold beer in your hand. Plus 15% off Pro Shop gear. Only with Packers checking. Associated Bank. Bank of the Packers. Learn more at associatedbank.com/Packers. Member FDIC.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Open daily for lunch and dinner, Liberty Station serves American comfort food with regional touches using many locally sourced ingredients. The bar at Liberty Station offers vintage cocktails created in a classic style, local craft beers, plus a wide array of wine options. And be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area. Liberty Station, conveniently located just off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
From the baseball playoffs to regular season football, Prize Picks is the best way to win cash watching our favorite teams. Which players are going off? Which ones are overhyped? Well, make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your takes into cash all season long on PrizePicks. PrizePicks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on at least 2 player stats. If you get your picks right, you could cash in. PrizePicks now offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. PrizePicks also offers injury reboots. If one of your players leaves the game in the first half and doesn't return, PrizePicks won't count it as a loss. PrizePicks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Join millions of users. Sign up for America's #1 fantasy sports app. Download the PrizePicks app today and use that code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code WI to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
ESPN Madison is your home for Wisconsin Badgers volleyball.
Underneath it, bump set, left side, powers it down. What a rally, and Wisconsin comes out on top.
From early season showdowns to a run for the national title, hear every match this season on 100.5 ESPN and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Blocked by Bucky.
Wisconsin Badgers volleyball on ESPN Madison is presented by Steinhoffels and Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also brought to you by Love Madison and Smith Roofing.
This is Martin Sesaker from Norway. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Holly on 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Hey, shady baby, I'm hot like the prodigal son.
Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton, home of the Barry Alvarez Show, also the best happy hour in town. So honestly, just make a Monday of it. Go see Barry Alvarez, enjoy the sizzle, swizzle, and swirl happy hour. Say hi to Lee and Kevin, and get a cheeseburger, seared sashimi, calamari, steak sandwich. So many great options at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. And then obviously, get yourself Coors Light. He's Matt Hamilton. I am Jim Rutledge. Primetime Laura Shine behind the glasses is Jim, Matt, and Molly. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube and listen to us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. And we have a couple siding limited poll questions. You can chime in 844-770-3776. Right now it looks like we did ask who would you put your money on, Parsons or Love. Most of our voters on ESPN Madison's Twitter are conservative. They went with the Parsons because it's a little bit closer to guaranteed money. We have better odds. Safer money, yes. Because the odds for Jordan Love right now, plus 1,600, would put him as a long shot.
He's currently 8th in the MVP odds. Where do you guys think he finishes this season? Like ranking-wise, not actual odds, but just ranking.
Maybe 6 or 7.
Yeah, I was going to say 6 or 5.
I just don't, like I said, you need the wow. And there's not enough of them, I feel like, for him to like overtake some of these other players that get those like wow plays, wow factor.
And then like Mahomes is obviously plus 155, and he just won again last night. I know he threw a couple picks, but like if he wins, and
it's Mahomes.
Drake May seems like everyone's darling, kind of like Allen was a few years ago. And Baker's, I think, a story people would love. Same with Stafford. Jones is the guy that if it comes down to like, Jones is someone that I would assume finishes behind Love.
He's going to finish behind his own running back, I think.
True. Yeah, I would say, I guess do you think Jordan Love finishes before or in front of or behind Jordan Taylor? Or Jonathan Taylor. Had Jordan Taylor on the show last week.
I think he finishes behind him.
It's going to come down. He's a running back. It's going to be in front of him.
If he scores 30 touchdowns this year, he's going to be top 5.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. He won't actually win, and it won't be like a realistic chance, but they'll give him the ceremonial. Let's make you look like you were right there.
I guess. That's probably fair.
All right, Molly Brown back tomorrow. So is Matt Hamilton. This has been Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
See ya.